You know, it's still surreal, to be honest. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, did that just happen? Did I just, like, are my dreams becoming a reality? You know, it's surreal, but I'm very, very, very excited to be a part of this. It's a dream.
What about for you, Karylle?
I didn't know the announcement was happening this morning, so I'm just so happy to see everyone here. Maraming salamat that you're all here to support us. And of course, Sound of Music. And sa totoo lang, masaya ako na merong kasing excited ko. Kasi minsan, di ba, parang OA ba ako sa pagiging excited? And you know, sakto lang. Buti na lang, same level of OA kami.
I don't think it's all at all because this is such a huge opportunity. It's congratulations to the both of you. Actually, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering how the audition process go. Actually, did you audition for it, or was it an opportunity that came your way based on the productions that you did in the past?
I was actually asked if I could send an audition because there were a few people that sent their audition tapes. But I have sent a few auditions already to a lot of other international projects, and sometimes you feel like, oh my gosh, okay, I'll send this in, and most likely they'll get someone from that country, or they'll get someone, and there's a part of you that feels like it's not going to happen. But you just have to keep pushing, and you keep dreaming and keep growing and keep becoming a better performer than you were before. And that's what happened. Like, we were, I think, waiting for a month and a bit. We sent in our first audition, and then after the first audition was like a meeting with them, and then I sent in a reel, and then I had to wait. We had to wait for another couple of weeks, and it was a pretty long process, a different kind of process than we're normally used to here in the Philippines, and it became fruitful in the end for both of us, and we're just so thankful and so blessed and honored to have been selected for this.
I could just imagine the agony of waiting, whether you're gonna get the role, but congratulations because you did get it in the end, and the waiting was worth it. What about for you, Karylle?
I wanted to joke, kaya lang, I think I have to start it with joke lang to. Kasi diba, sometimes people don't understand like any kind of joke. So, joke lang po, nakuha ko lang yung role. Then, it doesn't happen like that. Right now, kasi online, there's this discussion about Nepo babies, anak ng mga artista, who just get handed things in a silver platter. Wala pong ganun sa theater. You have to audition. You have to wait, you have to go through the process. You have to wish, you have to pray, ask everybody, to pray. And this time around, I was so touched kasi nung New Year's, parang nabanggit ko sa Showtime, ano yung wish mo? Sabi ko, I audition and I wish I could get the part I auditioned for. So that same day, I did a wish bus guesting, and the manager of the restaurant, Fahua, she was like, uy, napanood ko, sana makuha mo yung role na pinag-auditionan mo. Wish ko rin yun para sa'yo. So, ililibre ko siya. Babalikan ko siya dun sa Centris. Hindi, kasi, it doesn't come easy. I mean, you might think na, yeah, they were just probably cast, tapos kunwaring audition. Hindi po ganun, walang ganun. Actually, in all the plays I've done, I auditioned fairly. I went through the process of kinakabahan ka every night. Tapos lahat ng sinabihan mo na nag-audition ka, humihingi ng update. Tapos parang, wait lang, wala pang update. Diba? So, it is a thing. So, I don't know if anyone here has auditioned. A show of hands. Yes, diba? Malala siyang feeling. And it's nice to have a support group of people. And, but it's worth it. Kasi right now, the feeling like, yeah, we made it. It's the best.
Now the hard work starts, right?
Right.
It's like
first day on the job.
Yes, and it's also manifesting. I mean, I've always believed in that. Really, just being able to say it out loud, at least to yourself every morning. I do this whole meditation thing, like, please let this be the time. And if it's not, it's okay. But if it is, bonus, and even better, something to be so proud about. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of this production, because, to be honest, I mean, The Sound of Music was the first musical I ever watched as a kid. I have 3 aunts in my family who are nuns, And I remember,
They are super excited.
and they are so excited. You know, they were the ones who introduced me to Sound of Music, and I memorized every single one of these songs. I would sing 16 going on 17. Well, I'm singing 17 going 18 now because that's my line. But like, it was just something that I would sing to myself every day, and that's why they enrolled me in a repertory workshop. Because they're like, oh, I think kaya niya, I mean, kaya niya gawin yung mga ginagawa ng mga theater actors. He can sing, he can possibly act. Let's try to see if he can, you know, be in a workshop. So, Sound of Music was the reason I got into theater, and that's why I teared up when I found out, because it's just like a full circle thing.
Wow, you know, you dream big enough and you do the necessary work to get there. And just like you know, they could be like you, Markki. Everyone who's wishing to also be in a big production or to see themselves on TV or just put themselves out there wherever, you know, industry they may want to go to. Anyway, I would love to know, what was it like when you found out that you got the roles? I mean, how long did you have to keep it a secret? Who was the first person that you told? Tell us all about that.
It was really a long wait, so when we finally found out, I think we were both kind of hoping that we would be together. Parang we made plans na magja-jogging tayo sa Circuit Makati to stay fit, mga things like that. Iinom ng kape, para ma-imagine na namin na we'll be doing this together. I think you were one of the first people I told. Siyempre, my parents, my husband, my workmates, because I have to prepare myself to be absent. And yeah, it was nice to tell everybody that you told nung audition process kasi parang the victory is shared with them. So, yun. And today, because everyone else found out, parang ang saya kasi I did not expect na everyone would be this excited from my circle of friends and my family. Usually, I have to tell them, I will unfriend you if you don't watch my play. But today, they were so excited. I guess also, a lot of people were too busy to watch Carousel in December, and may mga na-unfriend ako. Joke lang. Pero now, I guess they're trying to show their support from the very, very beginning, from the announcement pala.
Yeah. Mine was interesting. It wasn't a choice, the first people I told. I actually found out in our general meeting for our X9
Oh, so your radio meeting.
We had a general meeting. I was sitting there and I was like, I got a message from Sound of Music. They're like, oh, just take the call, take the call. And so they're like, no, we'll wait for you. So I took the call. And literally, I think they were videotaping me. Like, I just started crying. I started like,
We gotta see that clip.
They're like, can we post it yet? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And then they were like, and Sam was like, don't tell anyone. And I'm like, oops. The most chismoso people in the world just found out.
Yeah, but they didn't spill.
They didn't spill. None of them spilled until today where they finally commented. But like, they're also proud, and buti na lang sila ang una nakaalam, because if it wasn't for that, I would get my leaves. Kasi we need to take leaves.
Magpo-file tayo ng mga work leave.
Yeah, because di ba Monday to Friday, ikaw Monday to Saturday, and then the shows are from Tuesday to Sunday. So, focus muna dito, di ba?
You know, safe to say, the whole Filipino people are rejoicing with you. I mean, this is, again, such an amazing opportunity. And even just to see Filipinos represented in an international production, that is amazing. And you know, we all know that the Sound of Music is a well-loved production. I rarely meet people who do not know about it, or at least are not familiar. So, what does the Sound of Music mean to you, and what was your first memory of the Sound of Music? Karylle, you can go ahead.
First memory, I don't know if you're young enough to know laser discs.
Yeah.
So my dad who's here today, hi Dad. My dad and I would rent laser discs every Friday. That was our bonding thing, and it was usually a musical. And of course, Sound of Music is one of the top rented musicals in our home. And whenever we would go to Baguio, kailangan kakanta ng The Hills Are Alive, di ba? Kahit sa John Hay. I don't know if you guys went to John Hay, but we went there every summer for Easter and also December to January. So Christmas break was always there singing The Hills Are Alive. So now The Hills Are Alive in Manila.
Indeed. Well, Markki, you actually, gave us a bit of a look into what that was like for you. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, this is basically a VHS naman kami.
Oh
so
my gosh.
I had the VHS tape and I was
see a
watching
lot
that.
over there. Yeah,
Like
that's
literally
newer.
over and over, like on repeat, because we only had a few VHS tapes. I was in Antipolo naman, so I was also in the hills.
Oh, yeah.
They were also alive in Antipolo. But the first time I watched it as a musical was, interestingly enough, in German. I lived in Germany from when I was 9 to 12, which is perfect because I'm going to play the role of Rolf, a Nazi. Oh, sorry if I'm allowed to say that. But essentially, having studied over there, it's a whole different process. I don't think they're even allowed to show the Nazi flags. It's part of the story. To its core, that is the conflict of the story, and that is where my character usually takes a lot of it from. He's a soldier, and having watched it in Germany, I got to understand how much they were so against this regiment. And having seen that, I was able to understand it in a different way from people who were part of the opposition, and how they're trying to come back from that, from what they did in the past, and trying to make amends for what they did. And all I can say is that getting both sides, I get to understand who Rolf is much more.
Wow, it's probably like, a full circle moment for you as well, especially when you found out that you had bagged the role, right, Markki?
Yeah, that, and for example, the last show I did, Mula sa Buwan, was also in the 40s, also set in World War II, also but on the other side, on the side of the good guys. So parang sinasabi ko, tumawid lang ako ng dagat, tapos pumunta ako sa kabilang side. Yeah, so it's great that I already have that foundation of the World War and that period of the 40s.
As a lumang tao.
As a lumang tao.
Thank you both for sharing that. Now, Karylle, this question is for you. So this is your second Rodgers and Hammerstein production in a matter of a few months. Amazing, congratulations.
Hammerstein, yes, sir.
In 2023, it's 2023 rather, and we are living in a musical theater world of people like Lin-Manuel Miranda, Pasek and Paul. So what is it about Rodgers and Hammerstein that you think makes it so timeless?
Actually, it'll be my third, but yeah, in a couple of months, yeah, parang second. But I did Cinderella right before I got married. I think there's something about the classics, the things that we grew up with, that speaks to the hearts of people, especially now. I don't know if you're into healing at all. I'm such a big thing. I'm so big in that, parang. I don't know if people like that idea, but I go to healers, I do family healing. So a big chunk of what you learn from healing is that you take care of your inner child. So that's one of the biggest things. Usually it's the inner child that has issues that are brought to adulthood. So having said that, it's the classics that we know from childhood that bring about this certain joy, I don't know, and this certain connection with your inner child that heals it. So I think when a lot of people are excited about Sound of Music, it's because it brings them back to a simpler time, to their inner child that, just goes around and sings and twirls and enjoys life. And another beautiful thing about this one in particular, this Rodgers and Hammerstein story, is it's about a family. And having lived in a musical family all my life, of course, with my mom, Shasha, and my sister Zia. Actually, Coco, my other sister, is also a DJ. Now she's married also to a musician. And now I'm married to a rocker, musician as well. But there's also something about music, the power of music in families that is just so powerful. When you see a family sharing music on stage, it's different. I don't know if you've ever watched Jose Marie Chan and his kids. Parang sabi ko, wow, no? I guess this would be how people feel when they see me and my mom together, or when people see, for example, Tito Gary and Paolo Valenciano singing together, and Kiana now and Gab. So sabi ko, I guess that's also the magic of Sound of Music. You see a family singing together, and there is this beautiful thing that's happening, and that's why the story is still so relevant to this day, I think.
Very beautifully said, and that makes us even more excited to watch the production on March 7 to 26, right? And speaking of, Sam said earlier that this is your first day on the job. What are you looking forward to the most?
Having worked, this is my 11th professional music. We actually worked on one together.
We did one sa
Sasayaw.
at CCP.
But this is actually very exciting because it's our first international, or my first international production. So it's a whole different world. How they speak, the different terms that they use for certain things, the different ways that they go about their show schedules. I also need to understand the different culture that comes with a theater from the international diaspora. It's quite interesting, and it's a new world. It's a whole new world that Karylle and I will be exposed to.
No, that's Little Mermaid.
No,
I'm
that's
kidding.
Aladdin.
Whole new world.
Aladdin, favorite movie.
Yeah, it's the hills are alive. No, but it's great because we get to learn,
We get to climb every mountain.
climb every mountain, totally, and we get to meet different people from other countries. Get to learn from other people from other countries and step into a musical that was already staged elsewhere and really integrate ourselves into that, which I find fascinating. And I find that the only way to be able to do something like that is to have had the experience that maybe Karylle and I have had. We've walked the walk in different boots, in different shoes, in different heels, whatever, of different characters, and now we're able to step into these characters within weeks of the actual show. So we're quite excited to be able to do that and really test our skills as theater performers.
Well, Markki, we are so excited to see breathe life into Rolf, right? So now for Karylle, what are you most excited about in the next month to come?
There's a lot to be excited about. Just stepping into that stage. I didn't really think that I would get to do another play so quickly after Carousel, so I'm just so thankful. I watched you in Mula sa Buwan, and actually that day was so magical for me, watching you at the Samsung Performing Arts Theater. I don't know if you watched anything there, but the sound is amazing. And watching you guys in Mula sa Buwan, talagang na-inspire talaga ako. So I was super getting ready for Carousel at the time, and now we get to get ready for another play. I don't know what I'm most excited about. One, the theater, the sound is amazing. Two, well, of course, being in an international touring group, that's something I never imagined I could do. And three, just hearing the music from Sound of Music all the time. Diba? Ang sarap sa pakiramdam. And four, just having everyone be excited with me, it's a gift. I mean, coming out of the pandemic, when I watch shows now, I watched Christian Bautista and Samsung as well. Parang na-excite ako masyado, just na-appreciate ko na siya in a different way. I just also performed and watched Tito Louie Ocampo's concert, and I don't know, something about watching live theater and live concerts now feels so much more special. After watching everything on your screen for the longest time, or even in your car, ganyan, parang nakakamiss din. So it's nice to experience this again. So we do encourage everyone, especially those who haven't seen anything in so long live, it's worth doing with your friends and family kasi iba yung feeling, yung sarap na nararamdaman mo. Experience it, diba? Because we can. And we should. And we will.
It's a good thing that you mentioned that. I'm sure that you have fans that have not really watched a musical theater
No,
production.
oh my God, my fans are so sweet. They watched more than once, and some even watched opening weekend. Merong nanood ng 3 times.
Oh, wow.
OA sila like us. They fit in.
Super OA.
They fit in. Super OA.
Pero parang dun sa mga that have not really seen a musical theater production, why would you say that The Sound of Music is the perfect first for them to see?
It is one of those rites of passage as a child. I feel that any theater person or any kid who wants to be exposed to the theater or entertainment needs to go through The Sound of Music before they try anything else. It is the basics of theater in all ways, shapes, and forms. It is, it is so well created, so well formed, so many fantastic characters that you root for each and every single one of them. Even the bad guys, there's a part of you that wants something to happen or wants that redemption from each and every single one of these characters. And it is something for each and every single one of these kids. These kids who are going to be our future entertainers. Something that each of them can watch and dream to become something fantastic in the future, something greater, something in the hills, where the hills are alive.
Well, now the whole green belt will come and watch The Sound of Music because of your
Everyone
passion.
has to come. Everyone has to come. All the kids have to come, especially the ones who really want to get into the theater world or the entertainment world.
What about for you, Karylle? What would you say to your fans, and why do they need to watch The Sound of Music?
Oh, they know they're gonna watch. So I think they guessed already our teaser photo. So they were congratulating, and they're already saying that they are saving up because they want to go and watch, probably more than once. So thank you na lang sa kanila kasi parang no need to invite. They're really so excited and so proud. So see you at the theater.
Yes, we'll see you guys March 7 to 26. Thank you both so much for answering all of my questions.